Hello, guys, and welcome back to Ashley Main Makes. Hello, Ralph. Early, spot on the early. Thank you guys so much for joining me again this evening. Let me just. Let me just turn this down one. I can see a little bit better what's going on. All right. Hello, guys. All right. So today we are continuing on the Lizabeth Raglan again. We should be pretty close to finish tonight, other than maybe the hem, which I can definitely finish up on my own. But yeah, I have gone off the beaten track here, so I am basically not following her instructions at this point this evening. But I'll walk you through what I got going on here, and otherwise, I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. Please say hello down below in the chat if you are joining me, as always. And please let me know what you're working on, where you're from. I'd love to hear what you guys are working on this evening. And we can just jump right into it, I guess. All right, just checking the chat. People are coming in. Very cool. All right. So, I'll show you where we're at here, just so you guys can get kind of a lay of the land. So, last time when we were at this, so I have this sewn where this is, can you guys even tell? This is the collar here. I'm using this lovely yellow linen that I just adore. So that's the collar there. So it's going to come and join at the front. And right now I have it as all kind of one continuous piece here. So I'm sewing my sleeves in the flat, which I find a much easier way of doing it. So I've got like a front here, a sleeve, you can tell with the little dart in the sleeve head. Maybe, kinda, sorta. Little dart in the sleeve head. Might be easier to see from the inside. Little dart in the sleeve head. The back, where the seam is. Sleeve, front. That's kind of what we got going on right now. You can see the crazy flapping about in the wind here. But yeah, so basically where I'm at is I'm going to be starting off with joining the front together. I didn't do it the way she showed me because I tried it in like our last live series where you do that butterfly seam. It just wasn't as clean as one might like. I got it eventually, but it was painful getting there. Hi, Sam. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so it wasn't as clean as I would have liked on that charm one, the last charm one where she had the same instruction. So I'm just going to do it the way I'm going to do it. So I think the other thing is too, this will allow me, if I want to bring the neckline down a little bit, it'll make it a lot easier because I really liked the neckline on Susie. That's who I used in the thumbnail. She's the plus size example, but hers was quite a bit lower than Gertie's, and so I'm not sure where this is going to land on me, because she's quite short. So I don't know if it's going to be close to like Gertie's because I'm close to her height, or if it's going to be lower on me because I'm plus size. Hard to say, but this way I'll be able to undo it and make it a little lower if I want, to make it a little bit more flattering. Because my goal is actually to wear it under this dress. So this is the Charm Artist apron, and I thought it looked really cute on Susie, who had this shirt under her artist apron. So I want to have it look cute under this dress. And I thought I would wear it today as part of our last series. I have actually kind of been loving this. Originally when I made this, I was like, I don't know. Feels a little bit too Sound of Music, but now I'm kind of into it. Your dog Igor is watching too. Awesome. Welcome, Igor. Yeah, so I thought it would look cute under this, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, so let's get started there. So you can clearly see, I mean, one thing about this yellow that's really nice, you can clearly see where my marks are in my blue wash-off pen here. So, I'm just going to match up my collar, and we're going to do the cuffs next too. So I'm going to do my sleeve cuffs, this and my sleeve cuffs next, and we're going to go from there. So I'm just going to line up my marks here and pin through. So I already have my facings on here, obviously. I thought I would just do this before I sew down my facing, even though I've got it pinned already. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then this way will be nice and clean. Instead of having like weird flappy business happening. It was really hard to get in there on the last one. So, you know, might as well sew it up this way. I don't know why she wouldn't do that. I mean, I may find out, but I've done several this way before and haven't had issues. I mean, sometimes it's the order of the thread tension that matters. Like, technically there's more tension on this point the way I'm doing it. So I'll want to backstitch at that point pretty firmly just to make sure, because you're creating basically a weak spot where this mark is that, like, if you pulled really hard probably could rip, but I'm just gonna backstitch and thank you. I'm just gonna backstitch and make sure it is nicely in place. So, hi Danny, thanks for joining us again. So I'm just pinning all the way down. This, of course, has gotten a little wrinkly again because it's been kicking around the studio all week. Hard to hang just an open thing without the sleeves done. And I think I'm going to start at the top and work towards the bottom. So then that way I'll make sure I'll hit my mark there on the top. What have you guys been up to this evening? Thank you for joining us. I know it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everyone. I appreciate you joining us. So I know a lot of people are probably at Mother's Day dinners and things this evening. So I appreciate it. Hope everyone had a good Mother's Day, or whoever the mom is in your life, person that raised you. I think it's kind of, you know. But, yeah. Good to go. Alright. Bring the machine over here. Get settled in. Oh, jeez. I feel like this has been a long week this week. I don't know, everybody. What do you think? And it's kind of weird. It's still light out now because it's still light out now here. So the lighting shifts a little bit as the sun goes down. Bear with me. Oh, nice. You did dinner early. Very cool. I'm glad. Well, I appreciate you joining me, Ralph. Yeah, I phoned my mom this morning, so because we usually talk earlier in the day. So, and my mom has unfortunately caught the vid finally. So, but she's recovering, thankfully, pretty well. But it's just sort of miserable. I'm sure most people know what that's like at this point, but I just feel bad for her because it sucks. I had it about a year, like almost exactly a year ago now, but they're having it for the first time, so. Oh, I pinned on the wrong side. I think I'm just gonna roll through my pins. Is anyone gonna yell at me? Alright. Maybe I'll unpin this part. I can see a little bit better. That's why I wanted to do this before I sewed up that collar. I almost sewed up that collar last time. If you were here. You're replacing a zipper in a skirt. Invisible zip blew the first time. Aw. Putting in a metal zip this time. Good call. Good call. I do kind of hate invisible zips. They do tend to break. And nothing's worse than successfully putting in a zipper than to have it break and then having to redo it. A lot of times I'll put in a well, you guys have even seen me do it. I'll put in a lap zipper with a regular zipper instead. This is my kind of alternative. Yeah, I got a beautiful metal, like vintage metal zipper when I went with Gwen to Austin Creative Reuse. So I'll have to decide what that's going on. I think the tabs are green, actually, weirdly enough, on the metal zipper, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that was kind of awesome, though, getting some of the vintage zippers. I even have this set on the right. Oh, I do. Thank God. Yeah, if you guys weren't here last week, I interviewed Gwen Heng, and she's actually Austin local here. And actually, we had a really good chat. I thought it was really quite a lot of fun. But her patterns are out this week if you were here last week. So she has a new pattern coming out with Mimi G's Know Me patterns with McCall's. So the patterns all did come out this week. And the new Simplicity website is also up. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but like, there's really only one company that owns all the paper patterns, essentially, and the only printing pattern business, basically, in North America. Oh, I fudged up already, guys. See what I did? I caught itself in the... why? Okay, well, now I'm gonna have to... Starting off strong here. Seam ripping. What I was gonna say is, if you didn't know, like, all the paper pattern companies are basically owned by one... They're basically like one big company, like McCall's, Simplicity, Vogue, Butterick, all of them are owned by like one company. So, they finally put them all on the same website, and it's just simplicity.com, which is exciting. So anyway, her new pattern is up on there. And her new pattern is actually like the model cover of the catalog, which is super cool, which she didn't even know until it came out. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. So if you weren't here last week and didn't get a chance, you should go back and give it a watch. But bought a lady's old Notion stash when she was downsizing. I swear she never threw a zip away. So many salvage zips. Yeah, that was very much a thing. When my Nana passed away, I got a lot of her zippers that were really random. I think even when I was making that Rita dress, I had that random red zipper that was like a short, random, weird size. So I understand, but I think I've basically gone through them now, which is sort of miraculous. Like, basically, I've been sewing for, you know, 6 years without her, and I finally went through all the zippers. And I finally had to break down and get zippers, but then we went to Austin Creative Reuse, and I got a few there that were really cheap. So some other ladies salvaged zippers. Um, just goes around. Just goes around. But yeah, finding notions like that is awesome. Like, it's such a steal because it's like it really does add up on a project. Like, get a couple of packs of hem tape, you buy a zipper. Well, all of a sudden you've hit like, another 10, $12 onto a project easy, right? So that's awesome. And like, unlike, I wouldn't use old thread. That's the one thing I wouldn't, just don't do that to yourself. Because it'll break and be terrible. But, you know, if you, but like pretty much all the other notions are fine. I even got some like beautiful rayon seam binding here last time too, which was great. So, okay, let's try and do this without getting this caught this time. Off to a brilliant start. Not letting it get to us. Making sure of no lumps, bumps, wrinkles, nothing. Don't catch on my feed dogs either, preferably. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Old stuff. So, if you're looking for old sewing supplies, there are lots of them out there. It's a really good call. But don't buy old thread because a lot of times it'll be rotten and old, even if it's poly. I don't recommend it. Because you just don't know, and if it's been exposed to any sort of amount of sun or anything, don't do that to yourself. But and elastic too. Elastic can degrade to a certain extent. Some of the old like if it's really old elastic, it'll degrade and be terrible. So don't do that. But zips, hem binding, hem facings, hem lace, old tools even, like all of that's great and up for grabs, like completely. Hundreds of salvage zips now. I don't make many garments with zips. Well, now you'll have zips till eternity. Alright. Did I get that? Let's flip it out here. See how that looks. That looks pretty perfect. Yeah, that was a much better plan than doing it the way she suggested. Because that gives me a bang on, we have a really nice point there now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a nice sharp point. And that'll just turn back and sit no problem. So, yep. That was much better. Okay, plan worked. Alright. Yeah, I don't make a lot of garments with zips either. It took me a long time to use them all. Because I like having a little bit of elastic things. And I don't have a huge waist to hip difference, so I don't need them often when I put in elastic that up, like, normally. So, like for a skirt or something where you might put a little bit of elastic in the back. I don't need the zipper on the side most of the time. So a lot of those short zippers, like I think I've got still a couple squatty zippers kicking around. I did need dress zippers. That was what I needed, like the big 22-inch guys. But yeah, maybe we'll do a break halfway through and I can show you some of the stuff I got from Creative Reuse. Alright. So, flip it back around. How shall I do this, guys? No, I think I will do it from this side. So, what I'm gonna do is here's this whole facing that's like the back of the collar. So I think I'm just gonna gingerly cruise off. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't put pins in your mouth. I'm usually pretty good about it, but love buttons. Yeah, buttons are really cute. I am excited. I got some vintage tools that'll hopefully make my buttonholing life a little bit easier. So I'm excited for that because I have tons of vintage buttons. So I do love them. I have like, I think I showed this when I was on with Gwen, but I have like bags and bags of old buttons that are the accumulation of buttons from auctions and buttons from my Nana and buttons from, I think there's even some from like the 40s. There's like accumulated buttons from the world, old shirts, old coats that she just, like you say, salvaged old buttons off of. So, but yeah, a lot of fun. Okay, now let me, how shall I do this here? I shall. Alright. The easiest is to go, maybe I'll take my cover off here. So what I'm gonna do is ride 1/8 of an inch from the edge here, just to stitch this down. Should I do this from the inside or the outside? Outside. Maybe. Can't remember what the instructions say. I think I should go from the outside. I don't care what it looks like on the inside. Well, suppose you do turn back the collar, but I don't think you'd ever see it. Alright, flipping it inside out again. Hold on. We already had one seam ripper incident today. Let's not make it two. Alright. The reason I would want to do this from the outside is, like, if it's a little bit off on the inside, doesn't really matter. But if you're off from the outside, kinda care. So I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna top stitch this guy on. Where's the end here? Where's the edge of the collar here? Yeah. Nana had buttons from her mother-in-law. Okay. That's where half of these buttons come from, too. There's just a lot of mystery ones. I went through them again here not that long ago. Some of the other buttons. This edge flat. Good enough. Okay. Alright. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm good to go here. Slipper's falling off. Hold on. Slipper emergency. Alright. So I'm basically using the side of my foot and my 1/8 mark. Top stitch this guy. And then I'm going to lift my presser foot and spin. Lift and spin. Put my foot back down. Rolling. Yes, I'm rolling over my pins, but I pinned the wrong side. Don't come at me. We're here for realistic sewing, remember. A little wibbly here. Correct my wibbliness. Alright. Alright. Yeah, that should be good. So sometimes I use the hand wheel when I'm trying to get close so that I can slow down and see what I'm doing. Just double check here. Same thing as the other side where my actual facing ends here. Alright. Back stitching. So there's, in case it does want to pull on me. Right. Woo! Exciting stuff. Yeah, so you can see it's like, oh, actually it's not that bad on the inside. There's a few spots where you're like, yeah, that's gone a little bit rogue here, like at the back. Where it went. I don't know if you can see, this is a pretty good color match. Where stitching went a little bit rogue. So that's why it's good to do it from any part that you're actually going to see. If it's like a little bit rogue, but it's still holding it down, that's all you need. You could also, in theory, whip this down if you wanted to. That's the other way of doing this. I'm not going to bother, but you could be good to do that. Red tail action. All right. So it's starting to look like a semblance of a shirt. Semblance of a shirt. You can see here with the collar. Starting to look like a shirt. Except it's a tent, but you know, you can see the vision coming together at this point, which is exciting. Yay! Alright. I might even get some hemming done tonight. We'll see. Ooh. Alright, so I'm gonna flip back over to the inside here. So when you do the sleeves on the flat like this, you have to match up your underarm seam. And I'm gonna go basically from all the way at the bottom of the shirt here, all the way to here, lift and spin, and then all the way down the sleeve. So you do it in one fell swoop. I really like doing it this way because A, I think it's a lot easier to put in a sleeve, and B, it allows for you to adjust the shirt if you switch sizes also, and / if you need to take it in a little bit. Yeah, so I think it's a really good method. In my brain, I call it the Cashmerette method, but that's simply because that's the place where I first saw this. And now I pretty much do all my sleeves this way, unless it's like, I think if you were doing a really fitted sleeve and like maybe like on a coat or something or a suit jacket, you might not want to do this way, where you want to like really set that sleeve head in properly. But on a shirt like this, that's loosely woven and, you know, has a fair amount of ease in it, go for it. I don't see any reason why to not sew it this way. Like I say, it's a lot easier, and if you need to take it in, it's super easy. Let it out, super easy. Yes, the main points that you have to make sure are matched up are this underarm seam here, which I'm just doing right now, making sure that's all lined up nice. And I usually have both my seam allowances towards the sleeve. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah. You almost always do sleeves that way? Yeah, I do too now. I just think for the longest time I didn't know, and I would, like, on Big 4, they instruct you to do it this, like, the other way all the time. I started doing it the first few times on indie patterns like this, and it's much easier. Like, why fight if you don't have to? Thank you. Sorry guys, yeah, I don't know what got caught in my throat. I was cleaning today, and I sort of had the vacuum, like, explode on me, so that's probably part of it. It's like every allergen that the vacuum has cumulatively caught has entered my lungs all at once. Great. It's awesome. Zipper is in. Awesome. Good on you. I always struggle with, like, if something needs to be repaired, it'll sit here for, like, months. Like, I'll make, like, 4 new things before I get something repaired. I'm kind of the worst as far as that goes. Because that's not fun. So good on you for actually buckling down and fixing it. Um, Sorry guys, exciting content such as pinning. But you really want to make sure when you do this that it's lined up really well. Like I say, especially on that sleeve. Good. Good. Let me pop my rest of my sewing machine back on here. Only enough for doing the sleeves, popping that back on. Alright. So same thing. 5/8, just like normal stuff. I feel like we definitely are in the final stretch today. It's kind of nice, honestly. Oop. You say, here's time for the lift and spin. Spin! Alright. One side down. Have some more water before the vacuum cleaner allergies kill me. That's a straight seam, right? Actually, it's pretty good. It's not that bad. That is one thing about working with linen. It does get a little bit wiggly. It is nice, though. I didn't starch this one, though. You can definitely starch linen, and it takes starch super well. So, I had not been being lazy when I ironed it the first time. So again, matching up this underarm seam first. Is pinning the right? Yes, I am actually pinning the right way. What a concept. First time this whole night I'm pinning the right way. Alright. In there. Goozing around. Oh, yeah. So what I was going to say about all the paper patterns, so your Simplicity, so the new website that they have for all the paper patterns, is that you can actually go on, and it does have a button on the side where you can filter by plus size for all of the brands. So that is very nice. They have heard some of my raging feedback about that. So you can go on the website and get like all the new McCalls that are in plus size, all the new, Simplicity that are in plus size, all come up under the plus size tab. It doesn't say, unfortunately, like there's no way to filter by size band. So if you needed that like 38, like if you needed the like largest size, there's no way to filter by that. Which still sucks, but like because some of them are, they label as plus size, but they only go up to like the 24 or whatever, which is like 48 or something. It's not very big. But at least it's something. And most of the newer patterns, like probably page 1 of the whole thing, are going to go up to the 38. So it's better than a kick in the pants. I was happy to see it, and it's nice that it's all on one website. It's still not the best website in the world. Seems like they're still tinkering with it, so I'm hoping it'll get better. But I don't know. It is better. It's nice that it's all under one page. It's good that it's not called Something Delightful anymore, because like what the heck is that? I don't know who came up with that branding, but sounds like you're going to some sketchy site. Kind of looks like you're going to some sketchy site. That's the Something Delightful that you should be careful that you look at on the internet. So I'm glad they fixed that. And it's not called that anymore. It's just simplicity.com. And all the Simplicity are with, because Simplicity sucked the most, where they didn't have any of the information underneath on the website. So, of course, all my Pinterest boards are broken though, so that's annoying. But yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you guys know about that. I was excited to see it. I think they just put out all the spring patterns, which was cool. I think there's only a couple that I might get. I wasn't like, I don't know. I wasn't super jazzed about anything, really. But like I was on the last season, nothing had really caught my eye. There was like a couple for Adam, my fiance, that I might get. There was a couple of nice men's patterns, but in the new Know Me stuff. But other than that, not a lot. They've firmly established, like, so Butterick is a little bit older for sure, and like I'd say more if you work in an office. McCall's is like them trying to be young and trendy and finding medium success with that. Simplicity is my favorite. Has been for a while. I think it is like very much like millennial focused. And then they have the new Know Me patterns. The new Know Me patterns are funky. They're funky. They're definitely like very specific for someone, which is kind of nice to see. I don't know. It's like kind of nice to see something different anyway. Like even if it's not my cup of tea, it's nice to see something different. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have looked at any of them or had any thoughts. I was just watching all of the Inside the Hem, her videos on reviewing all the collections that came out. She was like Johnny on the spot with that this time. But yeah, I don't know. It was like a step forward. Exciting to see them be better at the internet. I'm sure it's a lot though when you're doing a website like that. Like it would be like the ultimate data catalog website scenario where you just have so many listings and how to list everything and so much information for everything and so many images. Like you'd need like a lot of space, but I don't know. Could be more user friendly for sure, but I don't know. It's a step in the right direction. It's better than what it was. So, but yeah, I don't know. Wasn't excited. There was like a couple of tops. There was like a top that I thought was nice. And there was a skirt with like a yoke. There was like this kind of yoked skirt. I think that was that McCall's? There was like a yoked skirt with a gathered bottom, and I didn't know how the tier would hit me. Like I think it would need to be more on my hips for that one, but I'd like thought about playing around with it and maybe trying to shorten it so that it was more the gathering was more on my hips, but I don't know. We'll see. Might have a look at it. I don't think there's not going to be enough for a haul like last time. I mean, that was sort of a collective haul of several months where I was like, ooh, they have my size, and then bought like a lot of things. So, I think I'll probably pick up like one or two. So, not exactly haul worthy, but all right. We have a shirt. We have a shirt. Stimulants. Stimulants? Why do I keep saying that word wrong? We basically have a shirt. Very exciting. Woo! Look at that! Woo! Alright. So I have my F pieces here. That's the next thing. So this has got 3/4, well, not even 3/4. Elbow length sleeves with cuffs. Which is really cute. So I have my... Oh, should I give that a bit... not good, guys. See that? Not good. Okay, maybe we're... Oh, do I have the iron? Never mind. Should I go get the iron? Right there. Yeah, you'd think they would employ a team of people who understand what larger people need and how to list them by size. Yeah, you would think so. You would think so about a lot of things about the Big Four. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things that they could do to help with things making a lot more sense. With their web and social media presence, let's say, the little to be desired. So, I'm glad they're working with like Gwen and other people, and hopefully that they'll start to see. What did I get on here? Is that? Did I like poke a hole in it? I'm hoping they'll start to learn some lessons a little bit, maybe. Yeah, it's like the Stone Age all the time. Like, I know they're doing their best, but like I say, because it's a lot of catalog to handle, but some filters would definitely help them a lot. Alright, grab the... I think we gotta re-interface this here. It is interfaced, it's just, I don't like coming up, so I obviously didn't get it hot enough. Making sense is counterproductive for the big four. Yeah, no, totally agreed. Yeah, they try. Like, they're getting better. Like, I'm glad they've got Mimi G on board, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I was, like I say, I was really excited to see the size revamp. You know, I think it really... I don't know. It's one of those things where I think most people learn to sew that way, where you go into Joann's, you buy a pattern, or like Fabricland or whatever, and that's how a lot of people get started. And so it is more important to me that they work on their sizing than, you know, some small indie company. Like, they make the biggest difference overall. You know, it makes it possible for people to hold like sewing classes and stuff in... Are we leaking something gross on my collar? Oh, I've got a little bit of some sort of schmutz on my iron. It'll be okay. Yeah, I think it's the most important that they have the expanded sizing because it's the most accessible for people. You know, if you catch it on sale, it's like $2 a pattern. And, you know, like, you can get away from a lot if you have a printed pattern that was $2 and you pick up a bed sheet from Goodwill. You know, it really does a lot to make it more accessible for people. Especially when you're just getting started and you don't really know what you're doing. So I'm just like... I just think it's like, you know, it's like the gateway drug, so it's important that they have size inclusivity and that's like, you know, because it's like any class you take is probably going to be a big four pattern. You know, any pattern you picked up. I went back to sewing, I picked up a bunch of big four patterns, and I didn't even know that I wasn't buying them in a large enough size, like, because it's so much different than your ready to wear size that I was like, I don't know why they just don't still do it like by bust sizes, really. But just silly. Just silly. You were taught to sew clothes at high school? Yeah. That's nice, actually. That's a bit of a luxury now. Most people are not anymore. That isn't really a thing. So, and most of the ones that I've seen, a lot of the sew-alongs online are using big four patterns. Because again, they're accessible, they're cheap, but that means that, like, people that are larger can't participate. Which is probably most of the people that are going to try and sew, realistically. Like, it would make sense to me that if you're like really petite or you're plus size or you have a big bust or like something that makes it challenging to buy clothes is why you would be like, I'm gonna sew. Like, you're just like stock standard, like, you have lots of options, like, not like get lost, but like kind of like you know, that's not who's gonna seek out sewing to start with, so I don't know. I just feel like it's a good step. But anyway, that's my whole rant on that. But yeah, not a lot of people are taught to sew in high school anymore. I took home ec in junior high school, and I was kind of pissed off at her because she wouldn't let anyone use sewing machines because we were all going to sew through our finger, which was hilarious. Because I had already been sewing with my nana and had successfully not sewn through my finger. And then, so we had to hand sew everything. And we didn't get to sew any garments or anything, which was annoying. So, that was the whole thing. And then we learned how to cook, but we learned how to cook. Well, we didn't learn how to cook. We learned how to sort of follow directions. But, yeah, it was hilarious because it was in metric. And at the time, that didn't make sense because I was in Canada, so everything was done in metric. So home ec was in metric. So we had all these recipes that were in cups, but that were metric. Like, or we had cups, but all the recipes were in metric because they were from the Canadian government. So we had cups, so we had to convert everything between imperial and metric. It was like, so we spent most of the class just converting stuff between imperial and metric. So if you're going to supply us with Canadian metric patterns, can you supply us with metric measuring tools, please? Anyway, it was a whole thing. But yeah, didn't have to do it after that. Probably for the best, honestly. Bit of a fail. Took sewing in 4-H. Yeah. We didn't, I mean, I was a city kid, so I imagine you would have 4-H if you were like a farm kid more, or like out in more rural country. They have 4-H, right? They expect you to like I have string all over me. All right. Okay. Sorry guys for that little interlude. Cuff pieces. Back to cuff pieces. This is gonna fit, right? Oh yeah. Just double check. I find I have like, I don't know, oddly large forearms, I guess. Good to check those sort of things because it's like there's no real standard forearm and wrist in that. So, all right. Ding. Pins. Everything's yellow today. Not mad at it, but. Oh, that's cool. Learned how to cook at high school. Yeah, so it was like shortly, of course, like after I graduated, I think it was like 2 years after I graduated or something, they put the culinary program in at my old high school, which is really cool. They have a full like industrial kitchen and everything. So I mean that's like awesome. I would have been all over that, but yeah, the time in junior high school was really silly. It was like more like how do we converting imperial to or metric to imperial 101. I did more math in that class than math class. Like it's funny, like now I love them. Like when I make, because I make a lot of English, different English, like Jamie Oliver, and I have like Paul Hollywood's book and a few other ones like that. Like it's great when they have everything's by grams. Like I much prefer that when everything's in grams and you can weigh everything out, especially for like bread and that sort of thing. So like that's much better. But like if you're not gonna give me a scale and you're not gonna give me grams, like it's very odd. All right. There's one. There's two. Oh, and we have hit the halfway mark, guys. So I'm gonna do the usual little YouTuber spiel. I know mostly you guys on tonight are the regular dudes, so you don't even need to hear this, but yeah, you are not subscribed already. Please subscribe. If you are subscribed, please hit the bell, because the bell will notify you when I put up new videos and tell you when I'm live, which is important. Like the video. That really helps me out. Really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for being here, as always. I feel like I'm reading this like a weird little robotic spiel tonight for some reason. But yeah, I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't seen this week's video, I did put up a video. It went up at kind of a weird time, so that's my bad. I put it up Saturday morning just to try something different. And I think so far it was kind of a fail. So if you haven't gotten that video, please do. I did leave it in the description bar down below. So if you're looking for something to watch after we're off the stream here, it's in the description bar. And I think that was everything. Right? Yes. Subscribing, hitting bells, liking things, go watching other things. Yeah, I think we're good. Yay! Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. Did the ding go off? Did you subscribe tonight? My little dinger didn't go off. But anyway, yeah, it does really help me out. I do really appreciate it. I know it's like you hear it from everyone, so I'm sure like most of us turn it out at this point, but it's like the facts of the algorithm. They make us do this, guys. The robots are making us do this. All right. Cuffs are pinned. Pinned our cuffs. We have interfacing on the outside. Pin them right side to right side. Correct. Correct. More for me than for you. Just to make sure I'm like doing things right. Oh, okay, cool. That's good to know, Danny. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people, that's why I picked Sunday nights to stream, was because it shows me that a lot of my people are on Sunday nights, so. Igor liked the stream too. Good. Thanks, Igor. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I thought I'd give it a go. Like I know some of the other big guys like Bernadette Banner and stuff upload on Sunday mornings, and I was trying to have it out for Friday, but the world was not agreeing with me, and then I was like, we're just gonna put it up on Saturday and try it, versus Friday night. But we shall see. We shall see. So we're gonna do the same thing here. So I'm just gonna go up here. My usual 5/8. Maybe one. And then lift and spin. And I'm bang on, I win. Like a little game every time. So I'm leaving the bottom open because that is where I'm going to be able to turn it out after. Oh, it's good I got the iron down because I'll have to iron it once we're flat anyway. Coming up. See if I win again. Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. All nicely done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take my scissors here. And so obviously there's like a lot left at the corner where that seam allowance is. Everything's sort of blending on camera. There are different shades of yellow more in person, but clearly. Anyway, so I'm gonna just lightly trim this off. Kind of tapering it away. You want to make sure you get close, but not cut through it. And then I'm actually going to, this is a trick that I showed last time, or maybe in the video that just went up that you maybe haven't seen yet, but I'm just going to fray check this corner here, especially on the linen, because it's loosely woven. I find it's really helpful. So once this sets, this will, when I go to turn this out, that'll mean that my corner won't just like totally poke out and flip itself out. Oh, no worries. Goodbye, Sam. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Yes, you should definitely go to sleep. It's like 2 a.m. there. But having a good night's sleep. The replay will be still up if you wanted to watch the rest of it. If you want, no pressure though. Just so you guys know, all the replays stay up on the channel. So if you like missed one or something, can't get enough of me, or I don't know, my yakking. But yes, I appreciate you joining us from the UK. That's crazy. I had thought about a lot of the gals in my sewing vloggers group are from the UK. So, and I've debated to talk to some of them about coming on the live, but I'm like, that would be cruel and unusual because it's so late there. So, I don't know, maybe we have a specialty stream one night or something. Did I sew this one yet? No. Okay. I think I just found my body double for sewing. Probably much better for my mental health than true crime. Yeah. Yeah. I also do really like comedy true crime. That's kind of a weird thing, but the comedic true crime end of things is where I'm at. I do listen to a lot of true crime when I'm sewing, like off channel. Like either watching sewing YouTube videos or listening to true crime. Podcasts in general, actually. I do really love a good podcast. If you guys have any podcast recommendations, I'm all ears. I feel like I'm like a little low on podcasts right now. I don't really like, especially this time of the week where I'm just like, I've listened to everything and I have to wait and I'm impatient because I'm like caught up. Nope, didn't win that time. Didn't win that time. Okay, we're gonna crank one more. Better. Fray check is your go-to for hand sewing. How do you use it when you're hand sewing? I do love the fray check though, it's great. Like if you've got, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to poke the thing. Like if you're cutting buttonholes, it's good to use it for that too. And then, like I say, when I'm turning out points, especially in linen, because the linen will come out, good to use it. I have this pin. More. Oh, I haven't seen the Netflix show Celebrities to Come Solve a Murder Mystery, but they aren't given a script. I have not seen that one. Oh, you just reinforce the knots? That's not a bad idea, actually. Just to throw it on the knots on the end. Oh, nearly didn't put my foot down. That could have been bad. You lift and spin. You must put the foot back down. It's bad. Yeah, I really enjoyed that Only Murders in the Building. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. With Steve Martin and I want to say Martin Short and Selena Gomez, weirdly. But she's actually like good in it. I don't mind her in it. It's kind of weird. And like her and like they produced it too. Like her and Steve Martin produced it, so it's actually like quite well done. It's like not serious in the slightest, but it was pretty fun. I did enjoy it. I think that one was on Hulu here in the States. I don't know. Probably on something different in other countries. I know in Canada they have like different things. Hey Serena! Nice to see you. How's it going? You working on? She just put up a video too today. Was it today that you put it up? I don't know. I just watched it today at any rate. Maybe I'm a bad. Haven't gotten it right away, but. For joining us. Alright. I'm gonna glue my last little corner here. Not working, just laying around. It was yesterday. Okay. Oh, I'm not too late then. Oh, it's called Murderville. Alright, I'll have to go look. I could use a new show too. I was trying to watch that Queen Charlotte Bridgerton, but I didn't get very far. There's only so much of that I can take. It's working, just laying around. Well, it's Mother's Day, so you deserve to lay around. Hope you had a good day with your fam, wearing your fabulous tulip dress. Alright. So, I'm trying to think how I want to do this here. Well, I gotta turn them out either way. I'll just do that first. She has you do it in a weird way where you basically just sew this whole thing on and then that would leave the seam out. I don't particularly like the idea of. So I think I might do it the more annoying way of stitching it on and then folding the seam allowance over. What I'm thinking at this current moment. Oh, and your Patreon PJs. Even better. Even better. Yeah, I've really got to make me some PJs. That's like got to be on the list. I have just like crappy old PJ shirts. I've got like two nicer PJ shirts, but seems oddly expensive just for PJ shirts that are kind of garbage. So like it's like they're like so like an all or something. Not cooperating with me. That's not cooperating either. Try something else. Try something else. Oh, this nipper doesn't. Anyone has any good suggestions for a nipper too? I think I need a new. I know I just bought this one, but I don't like it. I don't mind it, but I don't. I don't want. I don't love this nipper. Kind of. I don't know. Like it kind of. I can kind of hear it. It like rubs. Fancy lounging is the best. Make some cute sets. Yeah, I need to. Like that and a new robe, I think has got to be on the list here for like fancy lounging. Like I work from home. I do more fancy lounging than most people. Or I guess I need more fancy loungewear than most people. Most of the time it's just me being on work calls, being like in loungewear of some sort, so oh, Ginger has some nice ones. Yeah. Might have to bite the bullet. This Ganger's a little pricier, so I haven't bit the bullet, but I probably should on nippers. I feel like my snips are so critical to me that I'm just like, I can't with these snips. They suck. What? The corner just not cooperating. Slept in your 18th century linen shifts because linen is delightful in Florida. Yeah, that would be nice and cool for sure. Um, yeah, I think even just like some peasant blouse patterns. I've been debating making the another Gertie pattern, I know, but I've been debating making her one that's the PJ set because it's so much like that Rita that I liked, but it's basically just like a solid version with no elastic, and making that out of some lightweight linen because I have this random lightweight linen that wasn't the right color. So I have like, I don't know, 3 yards of this random dark green linen. So thinking about making that into, I don't know, I might make it into a blouse, but we'll see. It's pretty dark though. It's like darker green than I wanted. And it's like more of a cool green. So I was like, that could be a nice set of PJs. What is that? But yeah, that's anyway. Long story short, that's basically what that pattern is because it's like a bias, basically like a shift because it's got the raglan cut on sleeve and everything. Like, um, all right. Now, for the moment of truth, if I do it like that, then I should have left a little bit of the seam open. Yeah, I think I'll probably have to do that. Hold on, guys. More seam ripping for the day. Just think that'll be a nicer finish, especially in this linen. And my serger thread, not. I just have those kind of off-white cones in there. Good. The snips you use the Ginger snips or Serena? Okay, well, there's one vote. I'll have to invest in some, I think, because these are driving me. I'm like, I don't like them. I don't like them. They're not pleasant, you know? It's not like I don't use them every time I sew, so I feel like it's worth probably spending some money on that. It was between them and I think that LDH had some snips too. So I was like, well, okay. That's what we'll do. So let's see if this goes. This is the. So it's kind of tricky. So not like instead of like a normal cuff where you'd have it like this down, these cuffs are facing up like this, like they're meant to be worn like as if they're rolled up. So that would imply, and you want the interfacing side out. So that would imply that you have it like this. So that would mean that let's see. That would mean yeah, okay. That would mean that the soft side is folded. Okay. That's what that means, guys. That makes sense? People following me? So I'm going to turn this up my 5/8 of an inch here. First deciding this after I set it, but whatever. I just think that'll be a nicer way of doing it than what she had listed. Because that means that on the inside you'd have like either a raw edge or a surged edge. Get a ruler. It's a random zipper hanging out. We need zippers. Oh, my curve's broken. How did that happen? Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, well, I'll add new French curve to the list. Not that I use it that often, but... about right. Just side. Get pretty good at eyeballing it the more you sew. Like, pretty close. It's like 1/8 of an inch off. I'll live with that, you know. There we go. Okay. Been using them for 6 years and they're still wonderful? Okay, well, that's good. Maybe I will get some then. I think they had some pretty colors too in the Ginger ones, so I have to get some. Are they like spring-loaded ones that you've got, or are they just like the other type, the like just more like scissor-like ones? Okay. One cuff complete. You can see my interface side is long, my other side's folded in. Pretty. Pretty cuff. Pretty cuff. should have done this on the other one. I just guessed on the other one, but turned out okay, but, you know, being good, measuring, you know. Measure twice, cut once, all that rot, whatever. Yeah. Good to go on that. Sorry for the seam ripping. Has to be done. Oh, no worries. Thanks, Danny, for joining us. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Stitch this. Through all my back stitching. Of course, because I backstitched really well. So, same deal. I'll fold this under. Oh, I didn't turn it inside out yet. I'm like, why is the interfacing not there? Guys, it's been a long week. So I'm just going to corner out. All right, go. Work it out a bit more. That one is just ugly. So for those of you left here, one of the things I was gonna talk about, unfortunately, is that I'm going to stop having the lives every week. It's just a lot. I know it probably doesn't seem like a lot from you guys' perspective, but it's been a lot to do this every week. And it's been really good. It's been a really good learning experience, and I definitely enjoy going live, so I'm probably not going to stop entirely. I think what I'm going to do is go down to having these once a month. Just because, say next week I have a work trip that I have to go on, and I've had several other things come up, so I think one of the ways for me to do this in a more sustainable way is to go down to once a month. So that's what I'm gonna do. I know that sucks, because I know a lot of you here right now are here every week, and you guys are my consistent people. So that's kind of why I thought I'd bring this up here, but it's not forever. I just think going here into the summertime, there's been a lot less people on the live than there has been. And it's been a lot to organize, and I don't know. Doesn't seem it is fun though. I do enjoy talking to you guys, and I enjoy hanging out on camera. But I think I'll enjoy it more if it's not as much pressure as doing it every week. Where I feel like I've got other things going on, other commitments going on. So, yeah, so I'm really like I'm sad about it, but I'm happy about it. I think this will be better because I really think I have to put more of my energy into doing the edited content, just because that is doing a little bit better on the channel, and it really does seem to be helping the channel grow. But I do really want to keep doing these like a little bit. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I was going to ask you guys, the reason I'm bringing it up, because I was going to ask you guys, like, if we do it once a month, what you guys would like to see. Like, obviously tonight I am, this is like part 3 of this project. So, and I think that's kind of the other thing too, is that, having multiple parts of the same project doesn't seem to really appeal to people. So I didn't know what you guys would like to see. I do want to try and have some more guests on still. Because I do enjoy doing that, and I think it's fun to talk to other people in the sewing community. So I will probably do some of that, but I just didn't know what other sewing projects you guys would like to see if I'm, say, going live once a month. If there's like, if you'd want to see it like be more specifically a technique focused thing, or if you'd want it to be like, if we should test the limits of one of those 1 hour or 2 hour patterns to see if we can actually get it done, although I yak so much. Probably would be part of the way, but so oh, thank you, Sarita. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that. I feel like I've tried really hard, and of course now I feel like I've got my live set up like perfect, pretty much like of how I like it. I mean, I would probably like a second camera at some point. Once I have the budget, like get a second webcam so you guys can see a little bit up close when I'm doing the sewing part. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to once a month. I think that just makes more sense because, especially in the summer here, I know a lot of people are out doing other things. Like I think when we started this in the wintertime, it was really good because not a lot of people had a lot of stuff going on, so it made more sense. And now that we're going into summer and people got barbecues and, like today is Mother's Day, we've got other things going on, just makes sense. And then it can be more of a special occasion that we come and hang out. And we'll see too, if the channel grows and there seems to be a lot more interest, then I'll come back on. But, or maybe towards the fall, we'll see if I have some more time. But like for right now, I think I really got to focus on getting out main channel content, because finally, like, main channel, this is my main channel, but like getting out like edited content, because that really seems to I'm starting to have some decent numbers on that. And I have a lot of ideas on that front that I'd like to do, and those take longer than an evening, of course. So yeah, because I don't know. I don't think when I started, I didn't think that this would be as hard as it is the wrong way to put it. As I guess as time consuming as it is to a certain extent, like, it doesn't seem like it, I'm sure, as you guys are the viewers that maybe haven't streamed before, but like, you set up, you plan for it, like, so I think that's going to be a good plan for now. We'll see. Like I say, we'll probably revisit, but I think probably going down to like once a month, and maybe we'll have it on as sort of like more like special events, where I either have someone on or we'll have a special project. But I'd love to know what you guys would like to see from me if we do kind of like those like special lives, like if you'd, like I say, if you'd like to see a particular technique, or if you'd like to have like a fitting live, that could be a fun thing to do. Or doing, more stuff like that can be done, like, can be accomplished. I feel like 2 hours is close to my limit for live streaming, just because my voice starts to die after a while. But in terms of having like a longer live, or like I say, we could have some of the gals from England. That could be fun. So yeah. So if you guys are watching, please let me know. I know there's only a few of you on, but let me know if there's anything particular you'd like to see or if you're watching the replay. Because yeah, I'm really interested in diversifying slash like making this better because I think that's kind of part of it. So, um, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. It'll give me some more time to focus. I'm hoping to, because I kind of want to like put out more consistently of the regular edited videos, and I just thought that this wasn't going to be. I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but that makes sense. So sorry guys, but I appreciate you guys supporting me. Like I know you guys have been like the people that are here tonight are like mostly OGs, so you guys are here like every week watching me. So you've really like made this for me. So but like it's not like we're not doing this ever again either cuz like I'll definitely be doing this again cuz I do enjoy it. I love talking to people. Um gives me some immediacy in my like yammering instead of yelling into the void. Oh, hi Kim. Nice to see you from Australia. What time is it there? Must be, I don't know. I don't even know what that time change is. All right. So, the way I am doing this is I am going to go ahead and line up my cuff with the underside. Is that correct? Let me just find my halfway point here. Maybe mark it too. 11:30 a.m. Oh, that's not bad. 11:30 on a Monday morning. That's pretty chill. You can handle that. No worries, Rotten Ralph. You missed my whole spiel. I'm sorry. But yeah, so we're gonna be going down to once a month, anyways. The long and short of this nonsense. So let me know what you'd like to see. You want me to just like hop on and work on some stuff? But yeah, I think it'll be good overall. I think it'll be really worth it because I think I need to really try and concentrate on, I don't know, learning more YouTube things too. So that's part of it for sure. So learning more, doing new things, all the above. I think it'll be really good. So, but yeah, let me know too if there's any particular week that works better than another for you guys. So far I haven't picked that of what that's going to be. So, of like which Sunday during the month it's going to be. Like I don't know if it should be the same Sunday as when my videos come out, or so we can talk about them. But we don't usually do that on the live. We can start doing that. You guys have any comments about the last video? If you guys have actually watched it, let me know. But yeah, let me know if there's anything particular. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. Yes, I appreciate that, Serena. Yeah, it does really help get the live out there. So it does really help the channel out a lot. So I appreciate like. I don't think people like realize like liking is the most important thing you can do for sure for any YouTuber. Like patchworker that would love to sew my clothes, especially tops. Do you have a go-to style or pattern for a simple top, please? Yeah, so there's a couple. If you want like a woven t-shirt type, the one from Cashmeret's really good. Especially if you have a fuller bust, that one is a really good one. Like if you're plus size slash have a fuller bust. I think she's brought that one down the regular size, but I think it starts as a C cup. But it is nice because it's got the full bust adjustment in there for you already. Yeah, I mean the Love Notions also has one. That one's a little bit more inexpensive as well. I think that one has a B cup and then a D cup. So if you need a smaller, you just need a smaller size. Both of those would be a really good place to start because they're basically a woven T-shirt with a dart in them, and they're right for packing. Yeah, so then cashmerette might be a good option. That'd be my start off point. It's called the Montrose top. She also has one. Oh, I put it away. Cashmerette has a book as well that I've talked about a lot. It's called Ahead of the Curve, and that one has 5 really simple projects in it. And that one has like a knit. What's it called? Raglan? What am I working on today? A raglan? Uh, it has a simple knit raglan in it, and it's actually got a sleeveless tank in it. That's really nice. I haven't made that one yet. I have, but I would recommend the book. I made the dress out of the book here on the channel too. So that's a really nice simple dress. Once you can do that, you can sew a skirt, or you can sew a dress, no problem. So, yeah, I would say that book. Like if you haven't sewn garments before, I would really, really recommend that book. I think it's a brilliant place to start, and a lot of the libraries have them, so go and have a look at the library too. I don't know if I said that or if I've been explaining this, but so I basically have this side of the cuff tucked out of the way, and then I have the other side of the cuff attached to the sleeve. So I'm just sewing this on now in the round. So I just popped off the bed of my machine so that I can fit the sleeve on there. Yeah, I'd say that book is a great starting point. I'm really glad she came out with it. And like I say, a lot of the gals have told me that they have it at their library. I saw it at my library here. So, yeah, it's a really good place to start because they have the PDFs in there too. So you can do the PDFs patterns, or you can, like I say, order her other basic patterns. But the book is really good because it talks you through a lot of fitting stuff. So if you're sewing for the first time, and the patterns are really simple. So all right. Is it like that? Ooh, linen is fraying already. Okay. Just like petting it out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna back stitch really well. Okay. Now, where'd my snips go, guys? There they are. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna unpin this last little bit. Snip off some of this nastiness here. This is kind of out of control. Hold on. I know, like, see all that nonsense? That's why you have to be really careful when you're working with linen that you finish all your seams, because otherwise you end up with no shirt left. It is comfy though. I am enjoying all these linen things I'm making. Been on a linen kick. I feel like I'm circling back to being on a cotton kick again, but alright. What I'm gonna do here is flip this out. That means that cuff is now attached. And I'm gonna flip this whole shirt inside out. I feel like I want to get at least one cuff done for you guys tonight. We're pretty close to having the whole shirt done by the end of the stream. You'll have seen one full cuff. I'll do the other cuff, and then I just need to hem, and I got a shirt. So it only took me 3 streams, but come on. That's what I mean. Let me know what you guys would like to see, because, like, obviously it's hard to finish things in one stream. There we go. So, I am going to I have to press this. Just wanted to get this flipped out before I do that. That's the best way to do this, guys. Looking string all over my body. Alright. See, I think I can fit the big ham in there. Big ham, Mondo ham. This is a really good thing to invest in if you are curvy in any capacity. Even if you're not, because I'm obviously using it for a sleeve, but if you're curvy in any capacity, get thyself some hams. Very important. Helps you put shape into garments. What I'm gonna do, pull my cuff over my ham here. Got a bit of a press. I can't believe you don't get tempted to work offline. So I have this project specifically, it's like the live stream project that I specifically like say it is going to be a live stream project. I like cut it out with the intention of it being a live stream project, like, and it lives in its own pile while I'm not streaming with the thread and everything. So like, and then I have another obviously I have another project, like I've been just working on this only for 2 hours a week for 3 weeks, so I have another project that I go back to. So that's why you guys have caught me with like other thread in the machine a couple of times. I have to remember to rethread the machine with the right color and that before I go live. Alright, beautiful. Beautiful. Those are pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright. Set that here for a second. Ham. Okay, ham. There we go. Alright. Flip this guy back in. If I did that guy's next stream, it'd be like, sorry guys, it's done. Yeah, I've thought about it. That's what I mean with going to like once a month. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that sort of thing. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting anyway, because I can't just like have like a project chilling for a while. So like, I don't know if I'm gonna work on stuff that either is going into a video. Could do that. Alright, so what I'm doing here is that side that I folded in before is I'm just lining it up with that line of stitching that I just made so that everything is tucked up. You guys even see that? So everything is tucked up neatly inside there. The line of stitching. So all this ugly, nasty seam allowance gets tucked up in there. This one was really tempting to work on off camera, I'm not gonna lie, because I only had like so much left. And I kind of want to wear this shirt. So, tempting. There's a few that I'm like, there's a few that I'm even making for, that I want to make for a video that I'm like, okay, well, like I want to film them. I think that's part of the reason why I've decided to go to once a month is just so I can get through some of these other ones that I'm excited about that I want to film as like a video. So, it's like, oh, I want to do this other project, but anyway. Yeah, so Kim, I know a lot of people do that online, that where they use what she says is, have you ever used a favorite ready to wear top as a pattern? I've watched some people lay down a piece of clothing and cut a pattern that way. I've seen people do it. I know a lot of people do it that way. I actually think that's the hardest way to do it. I would get you a pattern, because the problem is it's really hard to take a good pattern off an existing garment. A lot of times, the way things are manufactured, it's not going to be straight. And especially if it's got some sort of stretch in it, which a lot of modern garments do, it's not going to match up to the same amount of stretch that you have in the garment that you're making. So there's like a lot of variables that can go wrong, and it's hard to know where, like, it's hard to know how to fix it. So, and there's no instructions for how to sew it correctly. And I know a lot of people do it that way, and it seems less intimidating to do it that way. But just trust me when I say it is easier to get a pattern. 100%. So, because it'll have all the instructions for you. It'll give you seam allowances, which is really important, like a consistent seam allowance at which it's sewn at. Because again, a lot of garments that you're going to buy pre-made are going to be serged together. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're not, it's going to be a hard thing to, again, calculate where the seam allowances were. It's just very imprecise. And I would not recommend it generally. Get yourself a book, get yourself a good pattern. If that cashmere wrap one seems like too much, like even, yeah, I mean, that's where I would start, honestly. Like, if you honestly want to do it, like, it seems easier to do it that way, but trust me, getting yourself a real pattern is 100% the way to go. I mean, you might want to look at, like, style lines. I always recommend that to people. Like, if you've got garments that you love in your closet, it's good to look at, like, what style they are, and, like, does it have a raglan sleeve? Does it have a, like, how fitted is it? You know, that sort of thing. Like, looking at the style of it is a good way to go, but I wouldn't recommend taking a pattern off of it, no. No. So, because I know a pattern seems more intimidating, but it's actually easier. Okay, I'm glad I'm making sense. I'm sorry, I'm probably ranting. I've seen a lot of people online, or a lot of beginners doing that lately online. And it makes me just want to yell through the YouTube every time. um, yell down the internet at them wildly and be like, "You aren't bad at sewing. Modern garment construction is terrible." Like, there's no way they would be doing what I'm doing right now in a garment from a store. Um, you know, because I could even hand stitch if I was really doing stuff. I could hand stitch this down. Um, instead of what I'm about to do, which is machine stitch it on, which I totally pinned this the wrong way. But again, um, but yeah, see all my raw edges are nicely tucked away there. Look at how nice that is. Um, yeah, I should do it. Maybe I will. Okay, we'll do that. Ah, scary. Oh, and we're almost coming up to 9 o'clock. Probably be a couple minutes over. I just want to finish this cuff. Get all the way through at least the whole thing. And we've got all the things done. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. I feel like it is coming together quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Losing my pedal again. I know that's what Serena complains about all the time with the floating pedals running away from you on the floor. I find it is helpful. Like, I've got my slippers on. I find it is a little bit helpful to wear some slippers or something. But yeah, I'm just top stitching this. You could, like I say, you could have whip stitched that whole collar piece down that I did today, and then this cuff, and then you would have no top stitching, and it would be seamless. But I'm being lazy. Also, linen, just like, I don't know. Once you wash linen a few times, the seams do blend a lot better. I think if I was making this out of cotton, I might consider doing that. But with this guy, you know, this I don't know if it's really coming across on camera, but it is sort of two-tone. Two-tone linen. Checking it. Thought I had a bit of a bump. I think it's fine. Yeah, we're good. This two-tone linen here, you really can't see my stitching very well at all. It's kind of good and bad. It's bad because you guys can't see very well, I feel like, when I'm trying to point stuff out, but on the other hand, it'll be a nice shirt. Sure, I'm making crazy faces right now, I just realized. Just had me on my on your. Hopefully, you didn't have me up on your TV. Just me with doing that. I know it's surprising amount of people watch on their TV, which makes me laugh. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's close though. Everything is enclosed at any rate. That's all we care about. It's not gonna fall apart on me anytime soon. All right. So satisfying. So let me pull this inside out here. Once again. So satisfying. That. And then this will get turned up. Oh, there's a couple stray seams there. But there you have it. Yeah, that's good I stitched it that way, because that is actually the outside. There we have it. I have one sleeve complete, at least. You guys can kind of see. This is a pretty loose fitting shirt, so it's hard to tell what's going on here, but final product. You've got thing, lovely cuff, pretty, nice yellow shirt. Yay! One more cuff to do off camera and hem it, and it's complete. But it is 9 o'clock. There goes my ham. So I am going to be getting off camera, and this is the last time I'm going to see you for a little bit. Like I say, I'm out of town for a bit again. But yeah, do let me know in the comments down below if there's anything particular that you would like to see for the live streams. I'm really curious to know. I want to make them better for you guys. And yeah. The pattern is the Lizabeth Raglan top from Charm Patterns. It's in the description bar as well, as is the video from this week too. So if you haven't got my video from this week, look in the description bar down below for something to watch after this. And I really appreciate you guys being with me here this evening, even though it is Mother's Day. And I appreciate you guys watching me as always. So thank you so much. If you haven't already, please hit that bell icon to be notified when I do go live, when I have new videos out. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you guys. Oh, where is even my... Can't even sign off properly. It's on my computer. Yeah, no worries. Thank you guys. Yeah. And I'll be back. I'll be back for sure. So, but yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys!